I think authenticity is the key, and doing something just because, somebody tells you you should be doing it or you're checking a box, I think comes across and typically doesn't work. So the way to make any customer-centric approach successful, I think just being genuine about it.
Welcome to Virtually Live by Kaltura. Every week, we'll get into the latest and greatest in marketing, and specifically event marketing, audience engagement, and brand experience. To guide us through that, we've invited event professionals and marketing leaders from various industries. In this week's episode, Kaltura's Senior Director Strategic Partnerships, Allison Froment, speaks with NetSuite's VP Marketing and Communications and Chief of Staff, Kerry Mentel Throckmorton, about the kind of ROI you can see when customers are put front and center. Let's go!
Hi, I'm Allison Froment, Senior Director Strategic Partners at Kaltura, and I'm coming to you live today from Miami. We are all hear the term customer-centric a lot and often, but what does it look like when it's actually put into practice? And more importantly, what kind of ROI are we, the pros, seeing from it? Today, I'm speaking with Kerry Mentel Throckmorton, VP Marketing and Communications and Chief of Staff at Oracle NetSuite, to talk to us about using the customer story to direct our actions. Kerry, where are you coming to us virtually live from today?
Hi, Allison and everyone. I am virtually live from the San Francisco Bay Area in my home office.
Great. Well, welcome. We're very happy to have you here today. First things first, can you define what customer centricity means for you and your team at Oracle NetSuite?
Sure. Well, customer centricity, as you put it, and I do like that term, is one of the founding principles of NetSuite. Our founding vision, or our North Star, is to enable businesses to achieve their vision. And so everything we do at NetSuite is in service to our customers. It's one of our core values to delight our customers. And I think in just making it part of our world and our everyday lives, customers really are a part of everything every employee at NetSuite thinks about in all that they do day to day.
Okay, great. And building on that, how do you leverage your customers when you're thinking about your marketing activities and campaigns? And can you attest to its success?
Sure. Yeah. So our marketing approach is all about the customer. Everything we do is with the customer in mind. And we view our customers as superheroes, and NetSuite as one of the tools that enables these superheroes to do the amazing things that they do. So with marketing, we try to tell our story through the voice of the customer and from the lens of the customer. So whether that's a customer quote or, a customer to speak about their experiences, we feel that that's the best way to communicate with our customers, and that's the best way to get our message to prospective customers.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I think, thinking about that customer centricity, how does that factor in when you're shaping and planning events? Is that a conversation and consideration that happens right from the offset?
Yeah, it is. And when I joined NetSuite about 10 years ago, that was something that really drew me to the company. And so it predates me, but with our events, nothing is planned, nothing is talked about without a customer consideration in mind. So, from the partners we work with to execute events, to build properties, to advertise, they're all customers, to, the content that we are focusing on. It's all with the customer in mind. And so it's just ingrained in the culture here at NetSuite.
All right, thank you. And I think that leads me sort of right into my next question, which I know you said in an earlier conversation that a core NetSuite value is to delight our customers. We've obviously been talking about that a lot today too. It's a cross-company, top-down, bottoms-up value. How do you delight your customers, and why is it important to do so? And does that help you achieve your customer advocacy?
Yeah, I think it does. I think that all of us try to put ourselves in our customers' shoes, and what would help our customers, what would they need, and even across all teams. This is not just my team. This is across all teams, and that's something that is just, as you said, it's part of our values, and so it's something everybody tries to do. We walk in our customers' shoes. We empathize with our customers. And then, furthermore, we have some of the coolest and most innovative companies in the world as our customers. So, our employees use our customer products and use their services. And, we understand them as a consumer of their products and services. So, we fully try to immerse ourselves in our customers and think about how we can better serve them and enable them to achieve their missions and visions.
Building on some of the things that you've said, how do you bring this delight into your events?
The partners that we work with, from the event agency to the registration vendor to the production vendor to the who's building the booth properties, these are all our customers. So we partner with our customers to build these amazing experiences and events. And then throughout the event and the experience, we feature our customers. So we build interactive activations or experiences where our customers can learn about other customers through an immersive experience and hear about the great things they're doing. And every touch point, we really try to have a customer showcase or spotlight to just the overall community. Obviously, you're there with other customers, and we really try to foster a community where these customers are interacting with each other and just furthering that sense of community as well. We had a marketing campaign years ago that was, um, IPOs run on NetSuite or nonprofits run on NetSuite. And we internally say SuiteWorld runs on NetSuite customers.
Great. Well, actually, SuiteWorld leads me right into my next question. So, SuiteWorld is your annual event in Las Vegas to gather your entire community to network, learn, and develop. How did it go this year? And can you tell us how you put your customers front and center there in practice?
Sure. Yeah, it was amazing. It was such an awesome event. So much excitement, so much energy, and this was actually the first time we've ever sold out an event. We had more partners than ever, more sponsors than ever, more virtual attendees than ever, and so by all accounts was a smashing success and just great to be back together, and also had a huge online audience. And we planned and catered to both, and we featured customers at every turn. So I think I mentioned that we normally have a few customer activations, which are larger experiences we build so that our attendees and our customers can immerse themselves in a few featured customer activations to see what they do and to learn a bit more about them. Well, this year, I mean, we tripled the amount of customers we featured through activations. So I think we had something like 27 customer activations or spotlights. But then, as I mentioned before, we had customers in almost every session presenting. We worked with our customers to put the event on. So it was no different in that regard, but just on a bigger scale, and was a great event.
Sounds like such a great event, and congratulations on such a successful one this year. Quick follow up on that: did your customers get a say in the marketing strategy that you developed for SuiteWorld?
Yeah, we definitely collaborate with the customers, especially when we're featuring them in an activation or a spotlight. We want to understand from them, number one, what do they want to communicate? What is their message? What is their brand? How do they want to be portrayed? And so we truly work with them to understand all of that and build an experience that is to their approval and their liking, and that truly communicates their vision and who they are to our attendees. And same can be said when they're speaking in a session or at a keynote, we work with them to help them communicate, what they want to communicate through those avenues.
Okay, that makes sense. And how do you decide where that customer participation and involvement begins and ends?
It's a collaboration, and it's a two-way street. So when we have customers approach us asking if they can be involved in SuiteWorld or other events or marketing opportunities or various things, and then we also approach our customers who we think would be a great fit for certain initiatives or certain messages we're trying to get across. And so we just constantly communicate with our customers and understand how we can help them and how they can help us communicate our initiatives and vice versa. And I think in keeping it a conversation like that and understanding that it needs to be mutually beneficial, and that both parties are communicating here, I think is most important, so that one is not kind of taking over and running the show. I think it is most impactful when it's a collaboration, and both parties, so to speak, are marching to the same drum and marching in the same direction.
Yep, absolutely. So tell us about your customer ambassadors. How did that idea come about, and how has it evolved since then?
Yeah, so not unlike consumer brands that have their ambassador customers, like a Lululemon, for instance, has various fitness instructors or yoga teachers who are their brand ambassadors that wear their product and can kind of talk about why they like it, and they have people who listen to them. We wanted to try the same approach in a B2B space. And so, we've featured some of our customers in that way as ambassadors, that these are customers that other customers or prospective customers want to be or want to emulate or admire something about. And we try to tell their stories, and in those stories, how NetSuite is helping them achieve what they do, and in hopes that message gets across to others, and they can see a bit of themselves in these ambassador customers, and maybe try to understand how they are achieving the success they're achieving, and how we can hopefully help along the way there. So the program itself is great. We have these ambassador customers that we work with, and we develop marketing campaigns with them, and feature them at SuiteWorld or feature them in some media that we're doing, or advertisements, or various other types of campaigns, and it's worked well for us.
Okay, super interesting. And what kind of ROI are you seeing from that initiative specifically?
I think it's been a great thing for us, as we've had other customers approach us wanting to become ambassador customers, and then we've also had prospects approach our salespeople saying, "I saw, this customer. I saw your ad with Takovas, or I saw, this customer or that customer, and this is really interesting. How can I learn more?" And so it's far reaching, and I think it's been a great boon for us, and it's helped us attract even more customers. We're 32,000 customers now, and growing. So it's the ambassador program certainly has been a big help there.
Great. And now, looking towards the continuing uncertain economic climate, how are you adjusting your marketing and event strategies to support your customers through these times?
Yeah, and that's something that we always try to do, and everybody should do, really. You have to understand where everyone is and what the macroeconomic conditions are, and what our customers need in that condition. So, when COVID hit, I think maybe a few saw it coming, but most people didn't see it coming, and our world changed almost immediately. And so we shifted our messaging and led with customers. So when everybody went home and wasn't able to go to work and people had to shut their doors and work remotely, and truly our lives completely changed, we changed our message as well. And we focused on featuring our customers, and we launched a campaign called Open for Business. So there were customers who shifted their business model seemingly overnight to support this new environment we were in, where there were manufacturers who were maybe manufacturing, twist ties for bread, that immediately changed their business model and were, using their parts and pieces to manufacture PPE to support the COVID fight. And so we really just tried to support customers like that, and then also understood that there were customers who were facing very, very difficult challenges as their businesses were struggling. And so we were working with our customers to try to support and advertise and promote and help them adapt to this new world, and shift the messaging to support that. And as we've come out of the pandemic, I don't want to say change, but we've adapted our messaging to the existing climate. And currently, with the current economic environment, we are doing the same. So it's more important than ever, rather, that businesses need to understand their numbers. They need to understand they can't make the right decision without knowing their business intimately. And that's how we communicate with our customers, and that's the message we want to share, and that's how we can help them in this uncertain economic climate.
Makes sense. And how do you maintain alignment across the customer journey between marketing, sales, and customer service?
Yeah, I think it goes back to, what we talked about, that customer centricity, or delighting our customers, being a core value of NetSuite. It's also one of our priorities. And I will say, I think NetSuite does a really good job of breaking down the silos, or not having the silos, rather. Maybe that's a better way to say it, across these different lines of business within NetSuite. We communicate regularly. We have cross-functional teams that meet to talk about messaging, to make sure we are all aligned in our message, in our approach, in our communication to customers. And I think that shows, and our customers appreciate that. We are all saying the same thing. We all believe the same thing.
And how do you keep track of those touch points and then adhere to the customer centricity throughout the conversations?
We have something that we call a campaign council, which is one of those cross-functional groups that meets, and we all talk about, okay, what's our priority, what's our message to the customer, and we all then talk through the different, within our areas of expertise, how we're supporting that, what we're doing, how all of those things that we have been doing are performing, and we're all marching to the same beat, talking about the same thing, having the same goals, and checking in on the same goals.
Great. And then my last question is, looking towards 2023, can you share one piece of advice that should be taken into consideration when striving to amplify customer-focused marketing initiatives?
I guess my piece of advice, not claiming to be any expert, but I think authenticity is the key. And doing something just because it's, somebody tells you should be doing it, or it's the thing to do, or you're checking a box, I think comes across and typically doesn't work. So I think genuinely the way to make any customer-centric approach successful, I think just being genuine about it.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Kerry. It was really been a great session, and hopefully we'll speak again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kerry Mentel Throckmorton and Allison Frohman, for joining us today. And thank you for tuning in. Join us again next week when we talk to more Cristal Paul, Events and Production Team Lead at Monday.com.